evening, gang, and welcome to the Tuesday Night Live show here at Reach On Air.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, Reach On Air.
All right, and the good weather goes on, doesn't it? It's been another lovely day here in Royal Berkshire, down here where our Reach On Air studio is, here in Berkshire. And what have I done today? Cut the grass outside the front of the church, which was a job that I wish I hadn't taken on, to be honest. But I said I'd only do it once. I did say I'd only do it once, and it's now done. But I tell you what, I left my home at about 10:15 this morning with the idea I'll cut the front of the church grass and then I'll go swimming afterwards. Well, I finished at 12:15 and my legs are killing me. And I don't think the legs are anything to do actually with the grass cutting, although it was quite long in places. When I say long, we're talking about a foot high. And you're just about at the absolute limit of being able to use a normal lawnmower. Usually you'd have a strimmer like that. I don't get on very well with trimmers at all for some reason. I've had several different ones over the years, and it starts off all right, and then a bit flies off somewhere, right? And another bit is supposed to automatically come out. You know that plastic like string stuff? I don't know what it's called. Another bit is supposed to come out, but it doesn't always work like that. And then you turn the damn thing upside down and you pull out a little bit and then you carry on again. And then after a while that comes off as well. They've always been the same, all of them. I don't know why I can't get on with strimmers. So therefore, I do have one for little bits and pieces. But when the grass is that long, I gather you're supposed to use a strimmer first. But it doesn't really work for me, so I take over my electric grass, push-along grass cutter thing, and I take that with me as well as a couple of extension cables, and I use that. And we got the job finished eventually, after which I did treat myself, boys and girls. I treated myself at Greg's. They do a lovely vegan Mexican no chicken slice in there, which I highly recommend. It's even better than the vegan hot sausage rolls. They are so nice. Oh, my Lord. That's so nice. So very spicy, vegan, Mexican, no chicken bake. And I had cheese and onion pasty, and I had a vegan sausage roll. Very tasty. And then, as luck would have it, on my way coming home, I'm just coming down my road, and guess what was following me? No, not a police car. Why do you always think I'm doing things wrong? It's not me. It's not me. It's them, mate. It's them. That's the one you're after, mate. That one over there. No, following me down the road was an ice cream van. Happy days. Happy days. So I quickly put my car in its parking position outside the garage. I was going to go in the garage. I thought, no, don't go in the garage now. You'll miss the ice cream man. And for the first time this year, I had an ice cream out of a proper ice cream van. Mr. Whippy with the flake in it and all that. Oh, lovely, darling. No, Carl, it wasn't a man, love. No man follows me down. Although the lads up at the garage, there's some lads, and they sit in the garage smoking very strange smelling cigarettes. They came to the ice cream van as well, and said hello to me. I always get on well with them, and a good laugh. Anyway, so that's what I've done today. And the weather's been beautiful. A little bit windy, but that's okay, because you don't want to be doing sort of gardening work when it's too hot. That's it can be quite unpleasant, that, too much of an effort there. So I just, it was just kind of perfect to do it, really. And, finish that. So job done. Hopefully the other bloke will be back to do it soon. The only reason I volunteered to do it was because it was so long. I thought, my God, is anyone doing this? The trouble is, as any of you know who do voluntary jobs, okay? Anyone who knows, those of you that do once you've said yes to something, they tend to keep coming, don't they? Am I right? You know I'm right. I bet that was the case for you. Do you do any voluntary jobs? There's a question for you tonight. Let us know. There's lots of ways of communicating with the show tonight. You can call in if you want. I'm going to give you the phone number in a second or two. All right. Do you do any voluntary jobs? If so, what do you do? Or maybe you used to do voluntary jobs. Maybe you used to do that, did you? What did you do? Why did you give it up? Did it all start becoming too much and you find, you were doing something and people were piling on more and more stuff? Many, many years ago, I was a scout leader. And I became a scout leader because I wanted to give something back. I was a cub, then I was a scout, then there was a venture scout, and after venture scouts, well, it's become a leader, or that's it, mate, you're finished. So I was, for a short period of time, about 2 years, I think, an Arcalian. I had my own little cub group, 3rd Roehampton, which sadly is no longer there. Roehampton is an area of London where I used to live. I grew up there, really, from 1969 to about 1983. I think I moved out. I moved out for a very short period of time. I got married for a while, 1983, and I moved back in 1983. And then I moved out again when I bought my flat. I think it was 1987. I think I bought my flat in Wandsworth. Dirt cheap from the Margaret Thatcher right to buy scheme type thing. Anyway, when I came for the Venture Scouts, I decided to become a leader. And one of the other leaders of the 3rd Roehampton was leaving. And he said, would you like to come and give this a go? I said, yeah. So I did. And I did it for 2 years. But it became... There's a lot of what's reliability? What's the word? A lot of people are relying on you there, to look after their children. There's a lot of responsibility, and apart from that, you found yourself getting more and more offers of voluntary work. Oh, Chris, do you want to do this? Or do you want to do that? It will become a bit too much, to be honest. So I gave it up in the end. Sadly, no one took that over, so that group closed. And then the 2nd Roehampton, there are no scouts now in Roehampton at all. My scout group in Roehampton was the 1st Roehampton. And we had the most wonderful leader there. His name was Ted Morden. And he worked for Heinz. And whenever we went camping, we always used to get like dirt cheap Heinz food. Cans are rejected. Tins of food are rejected by Heinz and Branson and all the other big manufacturers, and they go somewhere. People buy these really cheap, and then often they sell them on. In actual fact, I go to a place near where my caravan is in Lincolnshire. I call it the Tin Shop, Derrick Mead Foods, it's called. And there they get food that's in tins and have gone just out of date, or maybe the tin isn't quite right, or the label's a bit crooked. And these large companies simply reject the food. And they come and buy it cheap, and they sell it on for a little bit of a profit, but you get it really cheap. I can get an entire case of baked beans for like £3.40. I think it's £3.40, £3.90, something like that. And there's like 24 cans in there. And last time I bought 4 cases of that. I'm on the last case now. But it's well worth doing. You've probably got something near you, slightly out-of-date foods. I mean, I've had tins of food that have been like 2 years out of date. And you open a tin and it's perfectly all right. There's nothing wrong with it. Crazy really, isn't it? But, yeah, so that was my voluntary. I'm doing the church at the moment. I have done the scouts and things like that. Have you ever done anything voluntary, and sort of stopped doing it after a while? If so, let us know. You can contact us on the text message. The text message number is...
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
All right, pay attention. That is the text number. Don't call in on that number. No one will ever answer that number. It's only a text setup. I'll give it to you again in a moment after I just read this out from Shania, who's on the Isle of Wight. Good evening, Shania. Nice to hear you. And she's already answered the question here. I volunteer at church as an altar server, sacristan, First Holy Communion catechist, secretary of the Catholic Women's League. My mum used to be in that. My mum used to love that. She's an SVP member and whatever else needs doing. I'm secretary of a carnival association on the Isle of Wight and the secretary of the All Islands Carnival Committee. I think that's it. And these are all voluntary jobs, you see. Once people know that you're up to doing a voluntary job, you are asked again and again and again. Thank you, Shania. Thank you, Shania. Look at all those things she does. God. You're a good girl, a good girl. I'll give you the text number again in a moment. Clive W's with us this evening. Evening, Clive. He was on Reach on air just before me. He says, evening, Chris. How are you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Lovely weekend. Thank you very much, Clive. Okay. All right, so you can send a text in. Once again, that text number.
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
You can use your message system on TikTok. Few people on there right now. Good evening to Carl, who says we are live. Posh Twink Carl, we certainly are. Fran Green is in the house. Good evening, Fran. The lovely Natalie in the HTV television area. Evening, Natalie. Carl says, was he a nice ice cream man? A very average, I'm afraid. Yeah, a very average ice cream man. There used to be a gorgeous one who used to come down here. I don't know where he's gone. It might be a different ice cream van. You know, I'll just have to keep going out until I bump into him, I think, really. That'd be the idea. Evening to, did I say hello to Fran Green? Evening to Fran Green. And Shania walks full-time as well. She works full-time as well, except for the school holidays. Oh, they're on at the moment, aren't they? Don't we know about that? Can't move in the swimming pool for kids in the swimming pool at the moment. Blimey. In fact, yesterday, and this is why my legs are aching, I mean, it's the same place as last time. My legs ache on the inside of my thighs. That's where they hurt. And it's that machine where you kind of lay on your back and push that massive weight back of 20 kilos. 20 kilos each side. I could just about shift that. The other lads are on there with 100 kilos either side. 20 kilos, that's all I can lift on that. Never mind, eh? One of those things, isn't it? Hello to Paul and Matt. Paul Yelly. Paul Yelly. I don't know who Paul Yelly is. Evening to Paul Yelly. Not quite sure who Paul Yelly is. Who are you? Hello to you two. Welcome along to the show. 07451287337 is the text in number. Evening to Piappy. Hello, Piappy, who says I'm a legend. Well, I hope not, dear. Most legends are dead. Are all legends? Do you have to be dead to be a legend? Oh, hang on a minute. That's my career. So you could be right there. Thank you, Piappy. Joey Millen, High Grade Gaming there. Evening to John Parrish. Welcome along to the show, John there. Hello to Weird City, who says, hiya, DJ Chris. Who created the I'm Chris Reardon soundbite? That's so funny. Well, you mean this? I'm Chris Reardon. I'm Chris Reardon. I'm Chris Reardon. That one. Anyone else want to cut and paste that? Here it goes. I'm Chris Reardon. Who does voluntary work? I want to know. Oh, it's Matt Joplin and Paul and Yelly. Who? Do you mean Paul from Sainsbury's? Is it Paul from Sainsbury's who's with us tonight? Is it him or another Paul? You know so many people, Matt. You just know everyone. I had a nice meal, actually, with Matt the other day in a place in Croydon. Really nice place. And I remember I told you last week, wasn't it? Or the week before, I think. And I met up with someone I hadn't seen for like 16 years or something like that, I think it was, who is now 35, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. Oh, it might be 17 years. Wasn't he 18 when I first met him? When I was DJing in heaven. I was DJing in heaven and met a bloke called Carl, who's now 35 and is a highly successful hairdresser. He does 2 mobile haircuts a day and gets about 800 quid for those 2. A day. I know. I'm doing the wrong job, love. I'll give you the number in a moment, Matt. It's just coming up in a moment. I'll just do some of these messages first. Okay, thank you, Matt. Hello to Scotty Boy. Good evening to you. Welcome along, Scotty Boy. Where's the legend Vera? Oh, she's probably busy at the moment. I don't know if she's working tonight. She might be working until 10 o'clock, the lovely Vera from Vera's Choice in the morning. Okay. Evening to Mandy Davenport. Evening to you. I'm Chris Reardon. You like that, don't you? Should we turn it into a jingle? I'm Chris Reardon. I don't know. Perhaps I can do it live anyway. I'm Chris Reardon.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night. Reach on air.
Hey, a live jingle there. A live jingle for you there. Okay. Voluntary work. Anyone done any? Does anyone do any? As a matter of interest. All right. Anyone done any? Evening to Rob Kershaw this evening. Evening to you, sir. Mick Davenport with us. Rob says, for a second, Chris, I thought you said you didn't get along with strippers. No, I don't. I don't really. I'm not into strippers. It doesn't do it for me at all. Naked bodies on the telly. No, not interested. No, there's something special about a nice pair of underwear. So it leaves a little bit to the imagination. Usually they take them off and you're disappointed, aren't you? But, I'm not keen on naked bodies. Certainly none of that crap that they put on Channel 4. Naked Attraction was one of them, wasn't it? And isn't there another one now where they take a weird program? Now, I haven't watched this myself, but apparently they take off their kit in front of children. And then the children ask them questions. It's not for me. This nakedness on the telly doesn't do it at all for me. No, not at all. Nice pair of little white shorts or something like that. All right. Let's just scroll down there. Anyone voluntary? Weird City says, "Don't volunteer, Chris. It's a trap." Oh, it is a trap. Because once you've done it, people keep asking you, and that's the worry, you see. That's the worry. Hello to Darren Askew. Hello, Darren. Every Tuesday you're there, aren't you, Darren? Thank you very much. Good evening, Chris. Sorry you got a pain and suffering with your thighs. Yeah, pain and suffering with the thighs. I need someone to come and massage them for me. Does anyone want to massage the inside of my thighs this evening? No, there'll be no payment made. I've got a bit of a problem with the inside of my thighs, which I appear to have damaged at the gym, and they're a bit achy tonight. Does anyone like to come and do something to my thighs for me? Do volunteer. It will be a volunteer thing. Mandy Davenport used to do volunteer work for a riding school for the disabled children and adults. There you go, and you get quite a lot out of it, don't you, Mandy? Funny you should mention that, actually, Mandy, riding and all that. My sister has just completed her riding lessons. She had 10 riding lessons that I got her for Christmas, and she's just finished doing them, and she sent me a couple of pictures of her on the horse named Woody. It's a big old horse, that is. And she doesn't just go and ride it. Afterwards, she likes to stay behind and brush him down and all that. She loves it. She loves horses. But she was saying to me the other day, you know, when you book so many lessons and you go and see what's involved, that's why you haven't got a horse. It's not like looking after a cat or a dog. Yeah, it's a lot. And they're big, aren't they? You know, great big things. Beautiful creatures. Beautiful creatures there. David Hunt's with us. Good evening, David Hunt. That is with a H. Evening, David. He says, Jim, what's your favourite machine there? The vending? How rude. How rude. I go. I've been a bit hit and miss for a while because I kept getting chest problems. In fact, I had it again last week. I don't think it was the same chest problem. Something else which really knocked me out while I was up at the caravan last week. Really knocked me out last week I could barely do anything. I was so tired again with this blooming chest, which appears now, it's not cleared up completely. It's still there, but it's better than it was last week. I don't know if the same one that keeps coming back or... Oh, I don't know. But it's starting to get me down a little bit, to be honest. But I'm glad it's... hopefully it'll hold off while I'm away on holiday, because I'm off on holiday on Friday to Israel with my friend. We got really posh seats on the Virgin Atlantic plane because my mate had a load of points. Every time you fly, when he was with his other half, it's not with him anymore. When he was with his other half, he collected all these points, and I think you have to use them by a certain date, which was coming up. So he booked Virgin Atlantic flights. It's a new route, apparently. Their new route to Israel, and he upgraded them with these points. So the actual flight has only cost us both £400 return. That's in the upper class. Upper class! Won't be able to go on there in my tracksuit bottoms, will I? So that would be a real experience for me. I've been in business class, club class on British Airways, but never first. And upper class is like the Virgin first. So that would be a real interesting experience for me. And I'm really, really looking forward to that, you know. And, yeah, got it dirt cheap as well. So we're very, very lucky for that. David said he was going to go to Central Station this Friday. No, you weren't. No, you were. You've been saying that for months now, David. You tempt me. You tempt me by sending me little pictures and things like that. Oh, you're going to come this way, and then you don't come. And then when I tell you that I'm going on, I was going to come this week. No, you weren't, mate. No, you weren't. Natalie used to volunteer in a cafe. Lovely, Natalie. Did you get free food there, my love? Did you get free food in the cafe? Evening to George Bonds. Evening, George. George is there as well. Let's go through these names and then we'll open the phone lines. Evening to the lovely Tony Power. Good evening, Tony. Very talented musician. Writes songs for the Eurovision Song Contest. But poor old Melly May. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Some song about depression or something like that, wasn't it? I thought it was in With a Chance, but it didn't. Second from the bottom again, isn't it? It's embarrassing, isn't it? It's embarrassing. Thank you, Tony. Nice to see you, Tony. Ian Donaldson. Good evening to Ian. He's in Sunderland this evening. Good evening to you, Ian. Welcome along to the show there, young Ian. Tony, would you wear a mankini? No, they're horrible. That Sasha bloke wore those. What was that film he was in? That awful green mankini thing. I think they look horrendous. And G-strings. Men or women in G-strings. It should not even be allowed. They are just awful. There was some old bag in the swimming pool the other day with the tiniest of bikinis on, and she had the wrong shape. I'm sorry she did. If I put on a pair of Speedos, it would look awful. And believe me, there's plenty of blokes who are out of shape, the same as me, who put Speedos on. Why? Oh, it's our right to wear anything we want. Oh, yeah, and it's my right to comment as well. And I have done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, David said there are pictures of me out there wearing a mankini. Do you know, I think I've seen one of those, David. Why? Why do you want to wear a mankini, mate? Even the fittest bloke in the world, someone like... Oh, God, I don't know now. Oh, I had my eye on someone the other day. Who was it now? I think it was the lad who sells the funny cigarettes up the road. I was watching him. He was walking around with no top on. Not even fit blokes should wear mankinis. They are awful. I was drunk, says David. Surprise, surprise. Natalie gets free cakes at the cafe. That's what we like to hear, my love. That's what we hear. Oh, he's got redundancy. You can take me out then, David. Why don't you turn up in Israel with me? We can have a little holiday romance together. Yes, I can be your first gay relationship, can't I? Thank you, Fran. Borat is the one with that Sasha bloke, Borat, where he wears that awful mankini, innit? Dreadful. Dear me. Thank you, Mandy. Oh, Weird City says it's political voting again. They hate us. I'll tell you what I will say about the Eurovision Song Contest. Wow. What a production that was. You know, I'd always said the best Eurovision Song Contest I've ever seen was the one done in Austria, where they showed you the concert orchestra, which opened up in like a clamshell and all that business. But after seeing what we did with the Eurovision in Liverpool, that was the best Eurovision I have ever seen. And I'm not a fan of the BBC. Well done, BBC. Really good. Especially Hannah. We love Hannah. Hannah Waddington. We love Hannah. Absolutely love her. Back on the text message, Shania nearly forgot to say, I'm also part of the parish safeguarding minister team at church. She just does everything, Shania. She practically runs the Isle of Wight, Shania, you know. John, do you take out travel insurance when you travel overseas? I have always taken out travel insurance, John. Always. And it's not even dear. It's like 38 quid for £15 million worth of work. You know, I'm looking at my face. I think I could have £15 million of work done to my face, to be honest. Can you do that with travel insurance? You know, when you're over there, can you have emergency facial surgery? I was saying to my mate earlier, can you get any emergency liposuction done before you go on holiday? David, you book the flight and I'll come. Where? Oh, you mean to Israel? Yeah, sorry, I see what you mean, David. Yeah. Right, we've got a call-in number if you want to call in. Do you volunteer for anything? Have you ever volunteered for anything or anything like that, boys and girls? Here's the number.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
Okay, I want to talk about voluntary work. Have you ever done any voluntary work or anything like that? And how did it go? That's the phone number.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
As always, gang, there is only one phone line here, okay? If someone rings it and I'm on a call, if someone else rings it, it'll go to an answer phone or it'll just keep ringing. There's not an operator or anyone. I know you think there's like a team of 10 million people working on this show, but it's just me sitting in a spare room in a bedroom, okay? And we have a call already. Oh, blimey, that was quick. Good evening. Who's on line 75, please?
Hello, it's Paul. It's Paul, Chris.
Hello, Paul. How are you? I recognise that
How are
voice.
you?
Now I know who you are. Right? I know
Yeah,
who he means now. I know who he means now. I recognise your voice straight away, Paul. How are you? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you? But we're watching here with me, Matt, and Yelly.
Of course, Yelly, your girlfriend. I'm so sorry. I know who she is now. Now it's making sense.
All right.
Now it's making sense.
No,
Are you in Islington or in Croydon?
Well, yeah, we're in Islington, in Old Street. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
posh. I used to
Yeah,
go to Old Street, a place called the LA. It was called. Do you remember it?
The London Apprentice.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
House night on Fridays was great.
Yeah. Well, it's now called the Louise Bar, and well, as it stands, I think it's actually closed down.
Oh, another one.
So yeah, another place that can't keep up this.
That
you know,
place had such character because it had gay nights and straight nights. See, I like a place like that because whatever night you go, there's always a bit of a crossover. And you'll get, like, I went to a Turnmills. You remember Turnmills? They had gay night, Saturday trade, gay night, Sunday, FF, which became Melt, which became Warriors, or the other way round, one of the two. But they also had Gallery on a Friday night. And I went on a couple of Friday nights on straight night. It was fantastic. Great atmosphere in there, wasn't it?
Was it Farringdon way? Was it round that?
Correct. Yes. Farringdon Station. If you got out at Farringdon Station, you kind of come up a side road, and it was there on the corner, Turnmills.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, now that's all like
Offices.
It's all offices now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like all these posh city lads and whatever you call it.
Incredibly sad, really. I mean, again, we had such a great fun in there, and the amount of people I met, I don't know where they are now. The weird thing is, a lot of those people, because it's been some years now, you know, I stopped going in about 1996, 1997, somewhere around there. So that's 70, 97, 07, 17, 18, 19, 21. It's 25 years ago. 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So those people in there that I thought were a bit too old for me at like 45, 55, 65 are now 70 years old.
Well, I mean, it's all changed because I don't go to clubs no more. I mean, I've done all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only 43, but I've done all that whole up all night for like 2 days and stuff like that, you know.
We've all done it.
And I mean, like Matt's with me at the moment, and, you know, he was saying he don't do the whole Vauxhall scene anymore.
But he still goes out, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes out, but it'd be a case of like Q-Bar in the West End or your local place in Soho or something.
Yes,
you know, so that's what he'd do. But then after a while, mate, it becomes the same stuff that you done 35 years ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was to open again, say they knock the offices down and put the club back and everyone was, oh, we're so excited. No, it's gone. That time has gone. It's a bit like the Black Cap, where I DJ'd at Black Cap, right? They're trying to reopen it, but I don't think it will happen, to be honest. But the bloke, one of the people who's trying to open it, he said, oh, you will come and DJ for us. And I'm like, well, no, not really. He said, oh, it worked before. I said, yeah, but that was then. That time and those people have gone. It would be just like starting a brand new job. And besides, you know, I'm 60 now. I don't want to be working till 3 o'clock in the bleeding morning. Jeez.
No. Well, I mean, me and Matt went to Central Station a couple of days ago to play a few games of pool.
Oh yeah.
And I mentioned you. I said I went to Chris Reardon's in here. Like, I feel, what you're there like 2 nights a week, ain't you?
Friday and Saturday, and not this weekend or next weekend because I'm away. I'm actually only away for a week, but that just happens to run across Friday, Saturday. if you see what I mean. That is the week, you know. So
yeah, because I was going for a wee in the toilet, and your picture was on the wall.
Oh yeah, I mean, what more do you want to look at when when you're standing it with it in your hand? There you are, something nice for you to look at. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Well, I was going for a wee, and I thought, oh, there's Chris Reardon's face there.
Yeah, it's the poster just advertising the karaoke for our wonderful karaoke singers, you know.
Yeah, but they've reclothed the pool table, by the way. The pool table looks nice now. Like it's not full of stains that you could imagine what might be on there.
Oh, was it dirty before then? Is it a new table?
Very, very, very dirty, Chris. Very, very.
Of course, it's not so bad now that you can't smoke. You may remember the pool tables years ago, and all of the side of them was just covered in fag burns, weren't it? All around the side.
There was all sorts in there. There was like, obviously, I don't judge on that level, but there was a lot of obviously, you know, trans people in there and stuff like that. But just because I was in there with my girlfriend and Matt.
Oh, you would have gone. That was Wednesday, Sweet Wednesday.
What
was it Wednesday? Sweet Wednesday. That's a trans night that they have there. They have a trans night there. Yeah. Yeah,
and there was some strange guy that came up to us and said, "Oh, can we play you a game of pool?" And he was all right. I don't, you know, like I say, I'll talk to anyone and whatever you call it, but you know, this guy was completely off his trolley.
Oh, was he?
You can tell he was on.
Something.
You know what, and then
something.
He was outside drinking a bottle of whiskey.
Best give him keep him at arm's length. That business. Don't get involved in anything like that. Thank you very much.
No, I don't, Chris. I mean, I think the thing is, like, because I knew straight away. I thought, hold on, this guy ain't all the ticket. So you know, we played a game of pool. It was all fun. We was in there for like, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yes.
And then just played a few games of pool.
Are you good at that? Do you always win?
Sort of, because we went to the Hurricane rooms before that.
I know. Yes, I know where that is. That's near Five Guys, isn't it? On the other side of the road.
Yeah, facing.
Yeah, I know.
And I went because Matt loves his balls and he loves his snooker, and then I really enjoy my snooker and pool.
Right.
So we went down there. And, we just played a few games and then went on to Central Station and then just done our thing and enjoyed what we'd done. So it was quite good.
What is the Hurricane rooms like? I mean, do you have to play pool to go in there or is it something else? What is it?
Describe. You can have a drink at the bar, but there's a little like a fee they charge. I think it's like free to become a member. It's like £6.
Okay, right, yeah.
But you got to pay for your snooker and your pool and stuff like that.
Right.
And then it comes to like, in all, you get a couple of drinks and you play for an hour's snooker. You're looking at like 34 quid.
It's quite dear, isn't it?
It's not really cheap, but if you're into because Matt loves his snooker and
right.
And that's only why I'm his friend.
And is that is it open late? Is it like all night long or something like that? Is it?
I think it's like 1 a.m. maybe. Like
okay.
half one.
Yeah.
So you get like you get your money's worth, but you can have like a good chat. It's nice and quiet and relaxed in there, so you can do your thing. But then you go to Central Station and you've gone like down the level kind of thing.
Of course, yeah, because it's a pub. It's not like the snooker table is just like an extra thing there, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, and then we go there, and then Matt goes and sees a friend, and I just wander around the West End like I do, and have a drink, and come back to my wonderful missus.
Do you ever go to the King's Head Theatre bar where I did the quiz a couple of years ago? Do you know that's 2 or 3 years ago now?
No, longer than that, Chris. It was about, you're looking at 6 years.
Was it really? I could look it up on my account. I can't be bothered to look it up, actually.
Yeah, because there was me, Dave, and Dave's ex was there. And
that's right,
yeah, because I remember you saying you go to this place and then the next day you've got that booked and you've got that booked.
Yeah.
I think there was a place in Camden I come to see you once, and it was, I think you were doing a karaoke night in Camden.
It'll be either the Black Cat. I don't think it was the Black Cat.
No, it wasn't.
Or Belushi's, or probably the Camden Eye, the one on the corner.
Yes, that's it.
It's
yes,
on a junction. Weird shape. It's like triangular shape, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
you got the
great.
pool table
Great place.
in the corner.
Great place,
you got the pool table there, and you was kind of like back to the right, and you was on a corner bit.
No, that was the Golden Lion. Thank you, David. That was the Golden Lion, that one. There was no pool table in the Camden. Golden Lion was down a side street.
Yeah, that was,
That's
I went
right,
there once with Dave and company, you know, and
Yes.
it was, it weren't too bad, actually, just a full of locals and...
That's right,
just,
that's right.
You know, but, you were saying about the black cat.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll ever come back.
No, I don't. It's too long. It's too long now. What's crazy? What's crazy about this whole situation? Let me just fill people in. The Black Cap is a place I worked at for 18 years. It closed down completely about 5 years ago. There's a group of people trying to get it reopened, but we can't really see it happening. But the crazy thing about it is there is a prime property in the middle of one of the busiest streets in London, Camden High Street, and it's nothing there. It's just closed. The money that must be lost there. Even if it was like a shoe shop or something. But it's not. It's just a closed
Mate,
building.
It's been
mad.
closed for you're looking at probably 12 to 15 years, probably.
It must be alive in there with rats and things. Oh, my God.
Well, rats and all the people I left behind in there.
Yeah. Hello to Mary Jane. Evening, Mary Jane. Yeah. It's frightening, though, really.
Yeah, so Chris, I'll pass you to Matt quickly because you probably might have other calls.
Yes, okay.
So.
Well, that's as good as having two calls, having two person on one call. Very good, very good. All right, Mary Jane. Mary Jane's just joining us on TikTok. Evening, Mary Jane. Hello, darling. All right, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in there. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Chris. Thank you.
All right.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Matt. All right.
I've got him before Dan Woodhouse, which is a very good achievement.
Well, Dan doesn't always call. He only calls now and again. You can can't rely on.
He's probably calling and
No,
the engaged tone.
No one's calling. Only you. Dan doesn't always call.
Okay.
It's not like a reliable caller. He just calls in now and again, darling.
Well, I thought it was every week, mate. But anyway,
I'm just not loved enough for him to call in every week. I'm afraid I'm
never mind.
kind of
never mind.
unloved and unwanted, as you know. A little bit like yourself, to be honest, Matt.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I still try and keep hope up, but it never happens.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Oh, look, David wants to know, what was the place you worked at in Marble Arch? That was the...
Me?
No, not you. That was the City of Quebec, David. Down the alleyway kind of thing beyond KFC. City of Quebec, that was called. Yeah. Thank you, Mary Jane. Anyway, carry on.
Well,
Are you going to tell me about some wonderful voluntary work that you've done?
You're so rude, aren't you? I don't know why I even bothered, Chris, to be honest.
Bother with what?
You rude person.
What have I done now?
What? You're calling me a voluntary worker.
No, I said, what voluntary work do you do? Are you deaf? Are you speaking from an institution of some sort? Are you speaking from an institution? Hello?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
And don't start going on about mental health or anything like that either.
No, okay. So what was the question again? I do apologise.
People with mental health problems do actually need a brain. So I don't think you'd be included in that, dear.
That is...
Get on with it, dear.
Well, what question were you asking me,
Oh, any hard work. Jesus Christ. Have you found you're not very good at interviews?
Excuse me, I did hospital radio.
Oh, my God, hospital radio. The only people that can hear forced to listen to you. Forced. No other choice. Jeez.
And do you know what the first song I ever played on hospital radio was?
What?
Guns N' Roses, Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Oh, my God. Not a clue. You're sitting there with bleeding cancer or something and that comes on. Aren't you awful?
I didn't even think about what I was doing. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
I just thought I love that Guns N' Roses song and I'm going to play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm thinking I'm doing hospital radio right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very disappointed you don't do any voluntary work, Matt. Do you know, just a moment. I need to turn on my on-air light, which isn't on. Just a moment.
Okay.
Darling. Continue. Continue.
So what can I continue with? Voluntary work? Yeah, hospital radio.
Oh, so you have done
did
hospital radio. How long ago was that then?
Oh, that must have been about 25 years ago.
Why did you stop?
Because they weren't paying me. No, I just got bored of it.
Not everything is about money, dear.
No, Chris, I went on this show. We did the chart show on a Sunday afternoon.
All right.
And I thought, is anyone actually listening to me?
Of course they are. They just don't send messages, love.
Yeah.
Honestly, the amount of people. Were you set up to rely on messages coming in?
Not really, no.
Right, carry on.
Oh, no. Because we used to say, all you have to do is press the grey button on your phone by your bedside and it'll get through to the studio.
All right.
That's all they had to do.
And did they do that very often?
I used to say it about 20 times in 10 minutes before someone understood what they needed to do.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it difficult dealing with people?
Yeah.
Very difficult, yeah. And they turn on you eventually, you know. Oh, yes, dear. People turn on you, my love.
When I first started doing the hospital radio, I wanted to be a presenter, obviously.
Yeah.
But before I could do that, I had to go ward visiting, requests. You had to go around the old people's wards and, you look at people that are almost...
Dead?
Almost, yeah.
God.
And
did you get to help the nurses, like change the wee bag or anything like that?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I did go to one bloke once. He had his leg amputated, and he went, "How much is it going to cost to put a song on?" And I said, "It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg."
It's not even funny, Matt. It's not funny, mate. It's not funny, that.
But yeah, no.
Wow.
And then I became the presenter of the 5 till 7 show on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh right, yeah.
And it was good. And then I did a lot of.
Was that like a peak rate time? Was it like peak time? Was it 5 till 7?
I was like the David Jensen of hospital radio,
God's sake! What, without the looks?
Well, they always say everyone that's on radio has got a face for radio.
Wow. That's why I'm on television as well, darling. An international star I am, lovely.
Well, exactly,
international.
Exactly.
Very international.
Yeah. But, no, I love seeing you the other day, Chris. It was great.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Well, thank you, Matt.
Yeah, okay.
Is it, does he keep prompting you? Can you ask him to shut up? He's had his turn. He wants to say one more thing to you, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
What it is. See you later.
Bye.
Why I was thinking,
yes.
Why don't you go for that LBC job to fill in Steve Allen's slot that he used to have?
Because LBC is a bit boring now. It's all about politics and Brexit and race and religion. That's it. There's no fun on there. Like we're having a conversation about this, that and everything else. That don't happen on LBC anymore. It's boring.
I mean, Steve Allen was a genius.
He was a genius.
You could take his role. You could do that.
They don't want that. They don't want it. LBC don't want anything like that anymore. They don't want it.
It's all politics and all rubbish.
Well, don't take my word for it. Have a little listen to it, and you'll see exactly what I mean. There'll be. I expect tonight will be all about Boris Johnson or something. Something about him having a piece of cake. Jesus Christ!
I mean, no, Steve Allen was. His voice was amazing.
He was.
He was absolutely on point. That guy.
And do you know what? Do you know what? No one's heard from him since. A word. Not a word. Well, he must have signed some sort of agreement where he don't talk for a year or something like that.
Yeah. Well, me and Matt were talking about him today, and I said to Matt, do you think the guy just retired and called it a day? And I think he actually has.
Well, I'll tell you someone else who's about to do that. The bloke in Casualty. Do you watch Casualty?
No, I can't. It causes me anxiety. No.
causes you
watch it.
anxiety.
Yeah, it's all the blood and guts and the gruesome.
Oh,
and,
for God's sake, man. It's makeup.
I know it is, Chris, but it's like I can watch killing things on CBS reality, like how they caught the killer and what they done to the person, but I can't watch like an ambulance program where they rescue someone from the road just been like their legs have come off in a motorbike accident.
Is it the same bloke that's legs come off that Matt was just talking about a moment ago?
No.
Oh, different bloke, is it?
separate.
Sorry, just wanted to clear that up. Yeah.
No,
Natalie watches
but,
Casualty, don't you, Natalie? Natalie in Welsh Wales watches Casualty. We love it.
No, I can't. Oh, yeah, that's another one. 24 hours in A&E.
Oh, excellent story. Look,
No,
I just see it as helping people. Sometimes you get some really nice fit lads in there with no tops on while they're laying on the bed having something done to their leg or arm or something like that. Very exciting.
The paramedics, you're probably like a good look in there, but or something. But for me, I'm kind of weird because
correct.
I love my football. I love my sport.
Oh, typical straight boy. I love football and sports. How boring are you?
Oh, please.
Oh, you're like some of the blokes in the chat box here. Cars and football. That's all they go on about.
Yeah, I'm not a car person.
I just bought a new nut for my car. Oh God.
Well, I mean, what the thing with me is football, snooker, tennis, and that's about it. And spending time with a girlfriend. And I'm not into cars. I'm not really a car person, but I also like cooking. Cooking's interesting.
All right, yeah.
But you see, because are you a vegan or vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Yeah. See, like today, me and Matt went out for a walk, and I got a sausage roll that was obviously not vegan, vegetarian, whatever you call it. So, but that's the pork that you don't like. You'll have the natural, wouldn't you? So,
Yes.
Yeah. So but like I say, it's just well, each their own, mate. We're all different people.
Yeah. That's good. Anyway, nice to talk to you, Paul and Matt, this evening.
Yeah. All right, Chris.
Much appreciated. Cheerio now.
All right. Bye, mate.
Bye now. There we go. We got Matt, who did some voluntary on the old hospital radio there. You can call in if you want. I'll give you the number again in a moment. If I can find it, there it is. Call in now. 020-814-3477. You love our jingles, don't you, eh? You love our jingles. Let's just read a couple of these messages. Fran Green volunteers for her aphasia. I can't remember how to say that word. I'm sorry, Fran. Aphasia Mansfield Group. I'm sure you know what I mean. She's secretary, and they've been going for 10 years. There's Frank Green's bit of voluntary. I knew some of you would be doing voluntary work. Mary Jane Tenouve's Cancer Care is who I do volunteer for, and I've been there for 16 years since she was 15 years old. Wonderful. Wonderful. Mary Jane says there's nothing wrong with Casualty and Holby City. Holby City, do you know that's been gone a year now? Holby City, a year. I used to love that. That was my favourite out of the two, Casualty and Holby City. Rob, I volunteer in our local area, telling the local yobs or little brats that live round near us to watch their mouths and pick up their litter. Oh, wonderful. Litter picking up. Yes. I also often have to shout out the window to dog walkers to tell them to pick up their dog mess. I guess you could call me a neighbourhood watch or a nosy bitch. Take your pick. Thank you, Mrs. Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Shaggy Kershaw there. Let's just see if we can pop in the YouTube and the what is it? Hang on a minute. The YouTube and the Facebook chat boxes there. Where are we? 1 second. I'm just scrolling up there. We do have quite a lot of messages coming through, various different methods. Okay, so sometimes it does take a little while to come up there. Sharon Stone is there. Evening, Sharon. She remembers the Camadai and the Golden Line. Great places, weren't they, Sharon? They were such great places. I think we said hello to Joey Millen at the beginning of the show. There's the delightful Ross Pactel. Evening, Ross. Dan Woodhouse will be on the line in just a second for you boys and girls. Ross Pactel in the house. Evening to you. Evening to you. Weird City says, I'm looking proper hip tonight. Oh, I don't bother dressing up for this because it's a radio show. I should dress up, perhaps. There we are. Jason Reckon's Casualty went downhill when they stopped filming it in Bristol. And Charlie's resigning. Derek Thompson is the actor. He's now 75 years old, which I did not know that. I didn't know that. Charlie from Casualty is 75 years old. He's retiring. He's announced his quit after nearly 4 decades and appearing in 900 episodes. He says, the time has come for me to hang up Charlie's scrubs after the most wonderful 37 years. I guess he's retiring. Maybe he will be in something else. I don't know. Right, Dan's on the line. Good evening, Dan.
Evening, Chris.
Thanks for waiting. Sorry to keep you waiting. Your call is important to us. And you will be connected to a customer service. Hello?
Yeah, I just called to wish you all a nice time in Israel.
Thank you.
Yeah, so nice, Sam. And, but I mean, obviously, with all what's been going on lately this week, I was thinking, like, could we actually get through a show without before the you-know-who is mentioned?
Who?
Big man,
Who?
him, Phillips, Schofield.
What? Now, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny, Dan? You sit there, you call me in and said, I wondered if we were going to get through the whole show without mentioning Philip Schofield. And you're the one to do it. You're the one to do it.
Because it's just made me so... Well, in a way, it's a bit elated, really, because I feel like...
Elated?
I was,
you?
Yeah, because I feel like I was so right all those years ago when I first saw him in the broom cupboard with that bit of fluff next to him.
What do you mean you were right?
Well, because I first set eyes on him back in the broom cupboard, about 80, and I thought to myself, hold on a minute, I don't know, there's something about this bloke, he's not quite right. He shouldn't really be on television, I don't know. And then it went through all that, then it went through Going Live, and I remember I watched Going Live only for Trevor and Simon, really, or for Peter Simon doing Double Dare and all that. But when it was back to Schofield, that was it. No, switched back to ITV. And then he started doing this talking telephone numbers thing. Remember that, where they used to do a...
I knew you'd bring it around to quiz shows or trains at some point, as you always do.
What train?
You always bring the conversation around to a bleating quiz show or trains at some point or buses. Always.
He did that. That's not my fault he did
Get
that.
on with it.
Yeah, so he did the talking telephone number thing, and then gradually just more towards like more this side of the new millennium. Suddenly, he started appearing on everything, didn't he?
Yes.
Everybody, and it just fuels my absolute. Every time I see him, it just fuels my absolute anger.
Oh, do you get angry, do you?
I can get very angry, Chris.
Oh, I'm a bit scared now, really.
Especially at television. I can actually get, I mean, my mum's not lucky that she hasn't got a brick in this house, because if she did, her telly would be ruined with the amount of people.
She's got a what in her telly?
That she hasn't got a brick in the house.
Oh, a brick, I beg your pardon, yes.
Yeah, because I'd be throwing it through the telly with the amount of people. I mean, when you think, I've got a telly back at the flat.
Yes.
For I think for about at least the last year, it has actually been in my room, actually facing against the wall, because I can't actually find anything of like that is geared for me to watch.
And what what would be geared for you?
Well, it'd be some like, I don't think there is anything now, really.
No.
I mean, all it would be it'd just be like, some repeat the Master Team with Angela Rippon or some little cosy little program that was on when I was a kid that just made you feel all nice.
We like cosy programs. We like that.
Not enough of them,
and we like stuff we saw when we were kids. That's why you and I spend so much time on our YouTube. I've now discovered someone has been uploading very high quality, must have the original tapes, very high quality Seaside specials.
Yeah, well, actually, you
Yeah.
asked. I know I heard over.
Mary, just a moment, Dan, just a moment. Mary, you can't call in while there's someone already on there. So when he's finished, you can try then if you want, Mary. All right, my darling? Carry on, Dan.
Yeah, you mentioned that you thought I saw some special. Actually, when it was on, no, I think it finished too early before I came to fruition to realise what it was.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 43 on the 11th of July.
So when were you born? 70?
11th of July, 1980.
Oh, yes,
So
it would have been,
just-
you would have been 1 or 2, yeah. You're quite right, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I didn't come to fruition then, but I did see an episode a couple of weeks where Ken Dodd was the host.
Oh, wonderful man, Ken Dodd.
Yeah.
We love Ken Dodd, yeah.
Yeah. I suppose if he was alive today, he could do a joke about what he could go on and say, what a wonderful day for shoving a broom up Lewis Hamilton and saying, how's this for pole position?
Don't you be speaking about my new Lewis Hamilton like that. Very nice, tasty man that is. Thank you very much. Lewis Hamilton, there's no way I would ever say no to that man. Or Amir Khan, there's another one I like. Yes. And who's the other one? There's another one at the moment. All sports people. I seem to be... Oh, I'll tell you what. Aren't the reporters, the men reporters on GB News in particular, they got some nice ones on there, haven't they? Not that you'd notice, I suppose. Anyway, carry on, Dan.
Yeah, so I saw that particular episode of it, but I think it's strange. Actually, I watched a lot of these old programs. There's like ones with Bob Monkhouse when he did the very early family fortunes, and I noticed the joke comes out, but the audience, they really struggle to laugh. There was a struggle with like getting the laugh bit out, and then all of a sudden you hear and then it's all like clappity clap. It's all coming in a bit too late. I mean these days audiences are like there, boom, with everything.
You're having a laugh, aren't you? There's nothing for people to laugh at. Years ago, I used to work with drag queens, and some of the stuff they used to come out with, hilarious. But now you do this stuff, and people shout back that it's inappropriate. Now, you can't say that. You can't say that, and it's become boring. People have become boring.
Yeah, I know. And where do they get it all from? This is what I want to know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so you see, somehow now they've got a right to. They've been allowed a right to actually believe that the things.
Mary Jane likes drag queens, don't you, Mary Jane? Mary Jane likes drag queens. Let me just read out this little message here from the delightful Ross Patel's with us tonight, your friend. You know Ross Patel, Dan? Yep, he's the Reach On Air Reach On Air presenter. Whenever he was on, you used to share his show to your wall. I notice you don't do that for mine.
Right, I've done that.
I
do that
well. Anyway, Ross says, good evening, bitches. You will laugh. Hardly slept last night, got up for work, get to work, and guess what? I'm on holiday all week. Oh, you poor old soul. Dementia is setting in. It's not on the calendar, but must have swapped it at some point, so now got a week off and don't know what to do. Have you or your listeners ever turned up to work or got somewhere on the wrong day or something like I have done? No, Ross, I haven't. Oh, you've got to be really stupid to do that, Ross, honestly. Went to see a great stage show today at Norwich Theatre Royal called Legend of Stage. Oh, we saw Anita Harris, Tommy Cannon, Bobby Crush and the Grumbleweeds. Great old style comedy, lovely afternoon hour. That must appeal to you, surely, Dan, because it would appeal for me.
Or the Grumbleweeds and
Yeah.
so on. Yeah, I've seen them before as well. They're
Yes.
good. And so can we just get back to just reiterate for me?
Oh, beg your pardon.
Ross Paxell books.
No, Pat Zelt, dear. Pat Zelt. Say it properly. Spell it. Spell it. Spell it.
P-A-T-Z-A-L-T.
Pat Zelt.
Yeah, I tried. It's just when you first said it all those years ago,
Yeah.
you made it sound like Ross packs out. Like
Oh, I
he packs
didn't.
out
I
venues
didn't. I've
wherever
never
he
said
goes.
it like that. I'm sure I've never said it like that.
Yeah, that's how it sounded in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ross
so-
Patzer or just Fat Boy for short. Carry on.
Oh, yeah. I love it. So Ross packs out, turns up. He books a week off work,
Yeah.
and he still turns up.
Turns up from work. Went to work. Turns up from work.
How can you? I was just, my mind was always set on about getting out of that bloody place for a week or whatever I was doing. Because actually, funny enough, next month when it strikes a couple of days' time, when it strikes June, because I can't remember the exact date. I know it will mark my 15 years since I've been gone from Mecca. Bingo. And so,
Is that the last time you had a job 15 years ago?
15 years since I ended up leaving, and then Mum actually.
I'm glad that
she contacted
I'm glad
social services, and
I'm glad that my tax payments are allowing you to eat and sleep and watch the telly and live.
yeah, well, they should be for a nice, charming boy like me, you know. Well, someone has to speak highly of me. So,
Shaggy
So, yeah.
says, Shaggy, who's watching on TikTok, Shaggy
Rob
says,
Herschel.
I should just walk off the set and see if you notices I'm not here. Excuse me, my name's not Piers Morgan. I'm not walking off the set halfway through the show. Thank you very much. Mary Jane says, I thought I was working one day, but it wasn't until someone told me it was my day off, so she's done it as well. Is that it, Dan?
well, I'll just say in conclusion. Last night, if you didn't see it, there is this great Eamon Holmes thing where he talks about you know who. I can't be bothered to say
it's
his name
you.
now.
It's you. You sat there saying, I wonder how long we can go for the show without Phillips go.
Yeah,
and you've
I
done
know.
nothing but go on about him.
It's so topical.
Poor Phil. Poor Phil. Who's going to look after Gordon the Gopher? Is he dead?
Well, it's just a bit of fluff. You just pass it on to the next
A
person.
bit of fluff. A bit of fluff. How dare you speak about one of God's creatures like that? Shania, have a word, will you, darling?
The
5
best
Hail
thing I
Marys
saw-
for you. Poor Phil. Poor
The
Phil.
best thing I saw with that gopher was the time when they actually had a guns off between him and Philip Schofield, and the gopher got placed in his own mini guns tank, and the one hand must have been up the gopher, the other hand must have
Shut up, Dan. Thank you very much. Bye. How rude. You ain't going to get away with that one. Not with my finger hovering around on that button. No way. Thank you, Dan.
You're listening to the station that's been around longer than the iPad.
Oh.
This is Reach on Air.
Evening, gang. Shaggy says, I'll happily put my hand up, Gordon, if the position is vacant. Poor Phil. I've got my thoughts on that. Evening to Mark Bowles, who's with us this evening. Good evening, the gorgeous Mark Bowles. How are you, darling? Lovely for you to appear in my little chat box. Mary, you can try now if you want to give us a call there, Mary Jane, all right? 020-8144-3477 is the phone in. We'll have the jingle again in a minute because it costs a lot of money. I want to get as much use out of it as I can. There we go. That looks like it's the same number before. Is that you, Mary?
It's me.
Evening, Mary. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you, Chris. How are you?
Now, Mary Jane, right? I'm not quite sure who you are. I'm going to take a guess here. Were you my agent for a little while?
No.
Oh, that's not you. Okay, Mary Jane, who are you? You'll have to fill me in.
I'm friends with Amelia and Joey.
Oh, yes, I remember now, Mary. Yep, Amelia. Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
All well and good?
Sunburned, but I'm okay.
Oh, have you? Well, were you laying in the sun or just going around doing stuff?
No, I finished my charity work this afternoon, and I went to go and see one of my old customer who used to come to see me every single Saturday when I was working in the charity work, and
Yes.
she asked me to go over her house to spend time with her and in the garden
Lovely. And where was that?
in Barmouth.
In
Barmouth.
Barmouth? Where is Barmouth?
Wales.
Oh, in Wales, in the valley. It's in the valley.
No.
In Wales,
it's
in the valley.
in North Wales.
Oh, how lovely. I love it. And you had a nice time there. Were you sitting in the garden or something?
We were literally sitting out in the courtyard.
Okay. Okay, lovely. Lovely.
And I'm very happy I found you back on TikTok. I was like, Chris is on. I better go and say hi.
Oh, TikTok, YouTube, places like that, Mary. All over the place. I just do this one show a week at the moment as a video show on TikTok. But I do a little music and chat show every morning, 9 till 10 o'clock. So where are you again? You're on TikTok, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I normally listen on my Echo device in the morning.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. Well, you never sent us a message. You're one of the quiet listeners. See, this is a thing, Mary, and there are probably a few Reach on Air people listening this evening as well who actually do their own shows. And now and again, you don't get any messages, or you get very few messages. There are people listening out there silently. They are listening. So you must always do a show and not expect any messages to come in at all. If you get any, it's a bonus. But people appreciate you doing that, don't they?
Yeah.
There we are, Mary. Go on, carry on, my love.
I'm looking forward to next April.
Yes?
Me and my friend Connor are hoping to go to Orlando Resort.
Oh, how lovely. What, to Disney?
No, to go and see the making of Harry Potter.
Okay, what is Orlando Resort? What is that?
It's where, you got Disneyland,
Yes.
and then you've got the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Orlando Resort, Florida. Right, I found that now. Florida's Resort, Orlando. Is it Florida's Resort, Orlando? Something like that?
Yes, yes,
Oh, it looks nice. With the palm trees around the pool.
yep, you
Yep.
got it.
I can see it. Looks lovely. Striking distance of the local shopping centres. Great choice for couples looking for a cheerful holiday in Florida. How lovely. Have you been to Florida before?
No,
How
I've
long-
been to New York, but
All right.
I haven't been to Florida.
How long are you going for?
We're going for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, that's a good time. Don't ever go for just a week because it's nowhere near enough. And what things are you hoping to do there? Oh, you've just popped up on the Facebook as well there. Okay. What things are you hoping to do there, Mary? You said about the Harry Potter thing. You're a big fan, are you?
Oh, yes, I'm a big fan of Harry Potter.
Right.
If you saw my collection, you'll be thinking, blimey, she's got loads of Harry Potter books and all the DVDs.
Have you got the little character? What do you call it? Little models and things like that. Have you?
I've got little figurines of Harry Potter himself.
Yeah.
Hermione, Ron Weasley, and all them jazz.
Right. Oh, lovely. Oh, you're a proper fan, aren't you? Isn't there a Harry Potter thing round here somewhere?
In London, there is.
Harry Potter
Something
Experience, is it?
I can't remember without looking.
I'll have a look for you. Harry, I'm surprised you haven't been to that if it's there. Experience. Quick look there. Harry Potter Experience. Yeah, Warner Bros. Studio Tour London. The making of Harry Potter. That is actually in London.
That's what I was thinking of going some point on my birthday next year.
Okay, tickets are... Okay, do you want a hotel?
No.
Don't want a hotel. Studio tour, £51.50.
Oh, not bad for that much.
Yeah, you can... Or you could get an afternoon tea as well, 70 quid. Might be worth that, 70 quid. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you'd like that. It's something me and my mate was going to do. We were going to do the Harry Potter thing as well. I like it. I'm not a massive, not like someone who's really into it. But yeah, I'm quite happy to sit there and watch a Harry Potter film. Actually, I think if I remember rightly, they've all just appeared on Netflix.
Yeah, I've been watching them all over again.
Yeah. Don't he look like a little boy now with those glasses on, doesn't he? And then look at him now where become like a megastar. How old is the oldest one, though? Is it 20 years?
I think so, yes.
Gosh. Where the time goes, eh? Where the time goes.
I might
Mary.
have to drag you to Orlando with us.
Oh, I love Orlando. I've been very, very lucky to have gone 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah. The last time I took my nephew, now was that his 21st or his 18th? Now let me think. I think it was his 18th. Yes, it was his 18th. Go for his 21st. I took him to Las Vegas for his 21st. And he's now 25, and now he's got girlfriend and baby, so we can't really do that anymore. But it was great. We went for his 18th, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it's 7 years ago now, and we had the best time. I tell you, we had such a good time. Disney and Universal. I tell you what, funny thing is, we went to see a film at Universal. You know, we'd been to the park one night. We didn't really want to go back yet, so we went to the cinema there, and they were showing this film, Gravity. Have you seen it?
Oh. Yes, I've seen Gravity.
Oh, God, it was
awesome.
Was the most boring film ever. It really was. I sat there. The thing is with that film, it's very dark. And I don't mean dark comedy or dark as in horrible things happen. Dark as in the picture. Yeah?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean,
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what a load of old crap this is, right? And then I looked across at my nephew who's sitting next to me, and he's got his hood up. And I'm like, are you cold? I said, are you cold? No answer. And then I looked under his hood, he'd gone to sleep. It was that boring. And then, months later, it wins all these awards. I mean, was I missing something? Did I miss something? It was so boring, that film. But apart from that, we had the best time. We went to TGI Fridays, a place called Chili's every day. We had a nice hotel. We were right on the top floor, and we had like a suite. So you come in the hallway, which is a little bit of a long hallway, actually. And then there was his bedroom there, and there's a living room, and my bedroom was on the other side, a little kitchenette, and with a balcony and everything. It was great.
Oh.
It was only 3-star. Only 3-star, but that's all you need. You know, don't need a posh hotel.
Well,
although your one looks quite posh, I must say. It does look posh, your one.
Yeah. Well, when I went to the cinema with 2 of my mates who was watching this film, I can't remember what it was called, but halfway through it, I got so tired. I thought, this film is getting shitter and shitter by the minute.
Right, yeah.
And then 5 minutes after, I turned to my mate and I said, you all right? And he goes, nothing. And then I looked again with my other mate. They both fell asleep.
I got to sleep. Oh,
and then
Mary.
You can hear, when it went all quiet after the film finished, you can hear them snoring.
Yeah, gosh. Well, that's a nice thing to look forward to. So that's next year, though, the Florida thing. Have you got anything planned for this year at all?
Nothing special except for work driving me up the wall with how many hours I'm doing this week.
Oh, you do? What is your job?
As I said, every Tuesday I do 10 of us on.
That's voluntary,
Tuesday.
though, is it?
Yep. And all the rest of the week I do co-op.
That's your paid job, is it?
Yeah.
If you don't mind me saying so, Mary, I find the co-op hideously expensive. I mean, really.
I've heard of quite a lot of people saying that.
I was in there the other day. Actually, I've got it on my mobile phone. I think I've got the picture. Hang on. Let me put so I get the price right. And I'd gone in. It was in the co-op in a place called Tattershaw in Lincolnshire, right? And I wanted some tissues. So I'm going around there, and as I'm going around, I haven't quite got there yet. I got to this. Oh, I think I've deleted the blooming photograph now. Yeah, I've deleted the photograph. Anyway, I wanted some tissues. I thought, well, I'll get some kitchen roll instead. Anyway, so the first ones I came across, market a brand name, Plenty. Yeah, Plenty.
Oh, Plenty.
Plenty kitchen rolls, right? Three in a packet. Do you know how much they were? I nearly died.
I'm roughly guessing about £4 something.
£8.25 for 3.
Jeez,
I kid you not. £8.25 for 3 rolls of Plenty. So you can guess I didn't buy those. And I ended up coming out with a box of tissues for £1.80. And I know I could have gone to Aldi and got those for £1.20, but there isn't one close by. So, you know, you were stuck with a co-op. Now, I always found the service good in there. The staff are always very friendly. But blimey, they're dearer than Waitrose.
Yeah, I know.
It's
We are.
more expensive than Waitrose. Even the Munchies. My favourite sweets are Munchies. You know, the little chocolate, little biscuit at the
Right.
bottom, toffee, chocolate on the top. And they were £1.25. They're now £1.75.
What?
£1.75 for a packet of Munchies now. You know,
Well,
the
you should be
pouch.
with me when I get my discount.
Get your discount, or look in the cheap basket for a dented one or something like that. And the pizzas, again, you do what I call posh pizzas, which are like a flat one, mozzarella, and in a big square box, and it's a
Yeah.
decent size. And I started buying those a couple of years ago. I don't buy them anymore. They were £4.50 when I started buying them, and they're now £6.40. Crazy,
Wow.
crazy money. And that same pizza in Aldi, although it's not square, it's more of an oval shape. But apart from that, it looks exactly the same. £3.99.
Wow.
It's a huge difference. They're so expensive there, Mary. But I'm not
Yeah.
complaining. That's not nothing to do with the staff. The staff are always very nice. I know some of the staff in there. Let me think. The one here in Bracknell, there's Jack. He's my personal favourite. There's Jack. There's Rob. There's a lady in there, and you don't want to muck around with her. She's hilarious. My mate was in there once with me, and he opened the little drawer to get a roll out. Well, he used his fingers, and all of a sudden, all he went, "Use the tongs, please." She's hilarious. We like her very much indeed. Yeah, we
Yeah.
like her. So nice
Well,
staff there.
There's quite a few colleagues I do like, but there's one I absolutely want to murder.
One of your colleagues. Go on.
Yeah.
Why is that? And don't say what the name is.
Basically, when I come into work,
Yeah.
he looks so grumpy.
Oh,
I
does
ask him, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And he goes, "Nothing."
he?
And I said, "Are you sure there's nothing wrong with you?" And he goes, "No." And then after that, I'm like, "You should smile more to the customers." Then you
miserable
get fined.
people. Miserable people, aren't they, eh? A little bit like some of the people on LBC. You want to listen to James O'Brien. God, he's as
God.
miserable as City is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Weird City is just a message here. He said, Mr. Kipling's are now £3.50. Wow.
They're less than that now.
Are they?
Yep.
They gone down, have they?
Yep.
Right, okay.
But I can tell everybody in the chat as well on TikTok, wherever you're looking, don't come into coffee if you don't really want to buy anything, but do it for the good cause.
The good cause, the good cause. That's it, Mary. Do you like, how long have you been there, my love?
It will be 3 years in September.
Right, okay. So you're fairly happy there, are you?
I'm very, very happy that
I'm
I've
glad
got a
you are.
decent job that pays my bills and all that.
Yeah, it's good to be happy in your job, isn't it?
£10.90 an hour, so I'm happy with that.
Oh, okay, that's not bad, is it? Yeah. Is that minimum wage or is it more than that?
No, that's minimum wage
Is
now.
it? Okay. So in a shift, what do you come out with? 80 quid? 70 quid? 80 quid?
Bit more than that normally.
Is it?
But,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And my contract's 12 hours, but I'm supposed to be doing 16 to keep my benefits people happy.
Right, okay. Okay,
So-
good. All right, Mary. Well, nice to talk to you, my love.
And you too, Chris.
Nice to find so many people doing voluntary jobs as well, like yourself there. Good luck to you, Mary.
You too.
Bye-bye now. There we are.
Bye.
Lovely Mary calling in from Welsh Wales there. Natalie, she makes her own pizzas. Yeah, I've done that before, Natalie. I did it wrong once. The first time I did it, I used cheddar cheese and it was blooming horrible. It was just awful. Of course, I'd used the wrong cheese and only cheddar cheese. It's all right if you mix it with something else, I suppose. But the second one I did, it was quite nice. Trouble is with when you do make your own pizzas, you tend to put too much on them, don't you? You know, far too much cheese on. Far too much. Thank you, Natalie. Good evening to DJ Sparky, who's in the house. David Hunt says, my holiday, someone had broken their leg and couldn't come. Oh, what, you had to go on your own then? Dear. David says, I've been asked to come in to work while on holiday. They had the audacity to ask if I could cancel. Oh, I think you should come on holiday. We'll all go on holiday together. What about me and Mark Bowles? I think we should go on holiday together, Mark. Never leave the room, would we, dear? Eh? Rob Kershaw, recommendation to anyone going to Orlando, E.R. Mary. Get yourselves to Shake Shack. Sounds like somewhere where Mark Bowles might like it. Would you like to come to a Shake Shack with me, Mark? Get yourself to Shake Shack on International Drive. Best burgers you'll ever taste. Vegan and vegetarian options available too. Thank you, Rob. And the other thing on the International Drive is, of course, the designer outlet shops, which I love going to those when you go. Absolutely love to go to the designer outlet stores. Yeah, I know I've read them in the wrong order, David. Sorry about that. And Mary Jane says, amazing to hear from you. Thank you for having me on. Of course, anyone can come on. All you've got to do is call in. But I tell you what, we're going to play a little song here, boys and girls. As always, if you're on YouTube, you get completely different music. All right, my darlings? So let's play.
I got an ache inside of me. It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land. Not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. So cold, yet warm. When you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray. It's the last thing that I need. Wanna feel something that's real. With you I get that. You're like a lighthouse in a dream. Really distant but your beam is guiding me home. So cold yet warm. When you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray.
Hit you with the text on XO. My ace boom boom, no flex, no. I won't gas you up like petrol. Just trying to take you way up where the jets go. But you didn't notice that. Keep clocking all my hours, I told you that. Work now, play later. But you keep going off on me. Keep texting like it's all on me. Yeah, you're all in my head like you're my forever, not for right now. My day one, you hold me down. Heart cold like the wintertime. Fight for your love, can't slow me down. Don't go far. I take me and you over living large. Know I'll be there.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, reach on it.
Mr. Dave Squires, who's with us this evening, and he says, "Evening, Chris. Hope you are well. Great show as always." Thank you, Dave. It's a pleasure to sit here and do it. Although, of course, not here next week. I'm not here next week at all, actually, on Reach on Air while I'm on a little holiday. All right, so I won't be here for you next Tuesday night, or indeed on the show between Monday and Friday next week in the morning. Okay, back to some of your messages coming in there. Sharon Stone, watching on Facebook Live this evening, says, "Can't beat the old pubs, Chris. My lifestyle has not been the same since these pubs have gone." Well, it's true, and they all change, shouldn't they? All a bit modern now, Sharon, and no one wants to have a laugh or anything like that. Very shame, for shame. Jason says Charlie was at its best when you had Charlie and Duffy. Oh, Duffy. Megan Robson Green as Jimmy the Porter. That was a good time in Casualty, wasn't it? I used to love Megan and Duffy. They were great characters, great characters. Charlie, Mandy says Charlie is the last one to go. Yeah, am I right in thinking Charlie was at the very first ever Casualty? So he's the last one now, isn't he? Time moves on. 37 years in a gig. That ain't bad, is it? I thought I did well at 18 years in some of mine. I had two 18-year gigs. One in Camden, the Black Cap, and the other one in Clapham. 18 years. I've had a couple of 10-year gigs as well, I think. Fantastic. Very lucky to be on the same programme for 37 years. And actually, I think he's the highest paid BBC actor as well. Tony Power. How very true, Chris, about the drag queens. The old drag queens really brought out the laughs. The Sisters Slim. Great. Dockyard Doris. Regina Fong, Maisie Trillette, who's still going, of course. By the way, I hope that Miss Jason gets better soon. Not too well. Oh, what's wrong with him? Is it his ears again? He has a lot of problems with his ears, doesn't he? Don't forget, the phone line is still open if you want to call in, gang.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
Mick Davenport likes Gordon the Gopher, don't you? Hey, Jason's working in Cardiff tomorrow. Perhaps he can pop in and see you there, Mary. He likes Greg's the Bakers if you want to take him in there. I highly recommend the new Mexican thing that they've got going there as well. Very, very tasty indeed, all right? A couple of things down there. Thank you very much. Mandy says Charlie has been in it since day one of the show. I thought so. Thank you very much. And Jason only buys stuff now which has been marked up with price from the manufacturer. Shops just try and rip you off putting their own prices on there. Well, I don't know about that, but I just know that the Co-op is one of the most expensive places. Don't forget, we do have a text number as well, gang.
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
Alrighty. Mary says, I love that Mexican thing. It's to die for. Oh, you've had one then? Aren't they delicious? Ooh, I had one today. After I finished cutting the church grass, I had one of those and a vegan sausage roll and a cheese and onion bake. Such good value in Greggs, aren't they? You know, actually, here in Bracknell, we've just got a Five Guys opened a couple of weeks ago. Not many people going in there. Have you seen the prices of their stuff? £5.65 for a milkshake. Admittedly, I bought one the other day. But, you know, for one person, a milkshake, 5, you can say goodbye to 15 quid for a meal in there. Yes, it's very good food. Nothing wrong with the food. But, blimey, it's the price. Today, on my way back, after I cut the grass, I had to go pop into the bank. And I wanted to go for a wee, so I thought I'd just pop into McDonald's and use the toilet in there. Packed. They're queuing outside, trying to get into McDonald's. Five Guys, about 3 people in there. Too expensive. Greggs, well, they've always got a queue there, but they're pretty fast, actually. I actually sat in there and had it along with a cup of tea after my hard work today. Yeah. I thought you had one of those. So, evening to Michael Pullman. He's on Australia. Hello, Michael. Long time no see. Nice to see your little face come up there, all right? Very nice to see your face come up there. Let's move on and talk about old adverts. Old adverts on the telly or the radio. Have you got any favourites? I certainly have. the old jingles of the 1970s and 80s and 90s on the telly. They had wonderful little jingles that they played. My personal favourite advert at the moment is one for Nissan. Don't know if you've seen it. Nissan cars. It's on GB News quite a lot. It comes on every morning around about 10 to 8, this particular ad. And it's a little girl in a car showroom, and she's dressed... Is she dressed like in perhaps a little Harry Potter style? Which I think Mary was mentioning a moment ago. I think she's dressed in a Harry Potter style, right? And she's got this wooden stick, which she thinks is a magic wand. And she goes over to a car and starts flicking this magic wand at the car. And of course, the car's not doing anything. The salesman, who's talking to her parents at a desk, spots what's going on and goes over to the little girl and bends down. And behind him, he's got the remote control to the car. And he tells her to wave the magic wand. And every time he pushes a button and the car, I can't remember what the car beeps or flashes its lights or does something. And this little girl was convinced that she's doing it. And it's absolutely charming little advert. There's no jingle or anything like that. It's just nice, right? Anyway, so they walk away and the parents leave the desk and the salesman disappears and the girl goes to walk out the door. And as she gets to the door, she turns around and gives the magic, what's her magic wand, a quick wave, one final wave, at which point the car goes beep, beep, and it makes the girl at the desk jump and look back at the car and it flashes its lights. Absolutely charming. Charming advert. Has anyone seen that one? It's so nice. So nice. Bye-bye, Mary. She's got a cool day. She's got a sunburn. Oh, do be careful, Mary, dear. You'll get wrinkles like me, love. Dan Woodhouse says my favourite advert was for Peugeot 305 with the woman. Look it up on YouTube. Well, a bit difficult to do that while we're doing a radio show, Dan, dear. Haven't you got something with a nice jingle? What was your favourite advert, boys and girls, on the telly? Have you got a favourite one at all? Let us know on one of the various chat boxes. You can text in, of course.
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
Or, of course, put it up on TikTok. Your favourite adverts of all time. I've got a few to play you this evening, which I have selected carefully. One very, very quick. It doesn't last too long. Basically, Fairy Liquid. Do you remember Fairy Liquid? Huh? Hands that do dishes are as soft as your hand. So you'd have usually a mum and a little boy or a little girl, and they'd be helping him. Look at all these suds, mum, and all that business. And then it would finish with this wonderful little jingle at the end, which I think is just such a nice little tune. Here we go.
Hands that do dishes can feel soft as your face with mild green fairy liquid.
Mild green fairy liquid, isn't it nice? Dan, can you look that up and send it over as a Facebook message, and perhaps I can play that if you can find that particular advert, okay? I'm happy to do that. So that's the fairy one. Do you have a favourite advert at all that you used to like? Weird City says, my favourite advert of all time was Richard O'Brien in the hula hoop adverts. Also love the trio adverts with Susie, Too Loud, Susie, Too Loud. I must say I don't know those ones. Actually, Michael Pullman, if you're still with us there, one of my favourite adverts was for Qantas Airways, which again was a charming advert, and it starts off with a kid on a hill singing solo, right? And then it moves on to 2 or 3 children in another place, then on to someone else, and there's more and more children gather until in the end you've got like rows of children, if I remember rightly, standing on a mountain advertising Qantas Airways. Now this advert was only shown in Australia as far as I know. We didn't see it here in the UK, but I'll play that one for you as well. That's more of a song, so if you're on YouTube you're not going to see that, okay? As I've always say, for the full experience of our Tuesday night extravaganza, you need to be listening to Reach On Air, reachonair.com. Perhaps if you've got a smart speaker, just ask her to play Reach On Air, and then you can listen to the music part of the show on there if you want to, okay? So there's something coming up which won't be on YouTube, so get ready to switch over to Reach On Air. Tony Powell says there was a fundraiser at the Two Brewers last weekend for Miss Jason. I wouldn't like to speculate on his condition. It's serious. Oh, I didn't know that. Great drag queen, Miss Jason. The best. Anyway, he managed to raise £12,000 for Jason, which is great. That's a fair old amount, isn't it? I mean, it's not loads of money, is it? Not in this day and age, £12,000. How long is that going to last you? You know, when my bills come out each month, they're like £1,000, aren't they? And Tony says, my favourite was the Canada Dry advert. Something smoother happens. I remember that one. Mandy loves the John Lewis Christmas adverts are the best. They certainly do tear at your heartstrings, don't they, Mandy? Every year the John Lewis advert comes out, we all get excited, we watch it, and we all end up in floods of tears. Well, I do anyway. Right. Hang on. Text him. Mark says, I'd make some... Yes, I'm sure you would. Mark Bowles reckons he'd make some suds, some real big suds for the fairy liquid. Hands that do dishes are as soft as your hair. That's it. Hello to Blue. Good evening to Blue this evening. Has you been me and my girlfriend watch your sister and brother-in-law videos all the time? Thank you, Blue. Yes, they got loads of subscribers, not like me. I'm struggling to get to 2,000. I think we're now at 1,950. We're hoping to be at 2,000, possibly by the year 2025. It's just how it is, I'm afraid. Right, let's play you this Qantas advert. Just a reminder, gang, if you're on YouTube, you won't be able to hear this, okay? You need to be listening to Reach On Air. Go to reachonair.com. If you've got a smart speaker, say Amazon, play reachonair.com, and you can listen to the proper music on there, all right? And...
got an ache inside of me. It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land. Not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. So cold yet warm. When you hold me, when you close, I know.
That's the advert for the Qantas planes that they used to show in Australia there. Rob Kershaw has sent me an advert. His favourite advert of all time. Just makes the world feel inclusive of everyone for 1 minute. Hang on, is this the Coca-Cola one? Let's have a quick look. Oh no, it's the new Virgin Atlantic one. Yeah, the new Virgin Atlantic one. It's more visual though, isn't it? Oh, that's probably Shirley Bassey, so I don't dare play that. We can stick that on YouTube again. I'll play that other one in a moment for you, okay? Meanwhile, I've got another couple here which should be okay with copyright. An old British Airways one. This has got to be one of my favourite adverts of all time. It's very patriotic, okay? And you had the towel before some idiot, complete and utter idiot, decided to remove the Union flag from the British Airways towels. Do you remember that? Thatcher was in power at the time. I never forget that. She was taking around this British Airways factory where they paint the plane towels, and this manager says, what do you think of our new towel fin designs? And she said, awful, just awful. They took off the Union flag and put some stupid design on there. The bloke should have been sacked, hung, drawn and quartered. Anyway, before that, they had the most wonderful patriotic advert, we'll take more care of you. And this is the British Airways advert in the 1970s.
We'll take more care of you.
There's sunshine, a familiar face, a whole world waiting for you. There's all the fun of getting there, all the people and places British Airways can take you to.
We'll take more care of you. Fly the flag, fly the flag. We'll take more care of you.
Fly the flag. Fly British Airways.
Oh, wonderful, that one. Absolutely wonderful advert. British Airways flying the flag for the UK. And as I say, some idiot decided to take the flags off the planes to make it more inclusive. Oh, please do us a favour. Get sick of these stupid people. Stupid people. I'm sure I was going to read someone's message out then. What? I've lost it now. I lost it. Tony's retired now. 37 years of mental health. Gosh, he's retired now as well. Well, I hope you're enjoying your retirement. It's funny, actually, when you slow down with your work, isn't it, Tony? And I've found this is the case. There's not enough time to do stuff. I seem to have more time when I was working. But then again, you were only working, weren't you? You were kind of only working and eating and sleeping. Because as you know, I worked extremely hard for years. You know, I was doing 8 DJ sessions a week for many, many years because I knew at some point it would probably stop. Age is not the friend of a DJ or a karaoke host, unless you're really lucky, like Tony Blackburn, Dave Lee Travis, people like that. But they was all on the radio. See, I was just in a club. There are some quite old club DJs still around, and plus I don't really have an interest in DJing anymore. Anyway, they're the British Airways. Can you remember any of your favourite adverts of the telly at all? What about this one for Sheila's Wheels? You remember the insurance company? Sheila's Wheels. Are they still going? Sheila's Wheels. Here it is.
For ladies who insure their cars, Sheila's Wheels are superstars. Girls are bored beyond endurance, paying too much for car insurance. For bonds and car insurance deals, girls get onto Sheila's Wheels. Women make the safest drivers, we could save a bunch of fibers. For bonds and car insurance deals, girls get onto Sheila's Wheels.
Sheila's Wheels. They were all dressed in pink and they had all pink cars and all that, didn't they? Sheila's Wheels there. Adverts of years gone by. Do you have a favourite? On the radio or the telly? Maybe at the cinema. The cinema. I was going to say Pearl and Dean, but that wasn't really an advert, was it? Da 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 da. I bet Ross Patzell's got that one. Da 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 da. That one. Do you remember that, Ross? Ross says, when you retire at 65, and what will you do? Well, the thing is, Ross, I'm not in a job where I want to retire. I quite like doing the job. I really enjoy doing a job. The only thing is, it's people. You have to deal with people a lot, and they all want their little piece of you, if you see what I mean. It can be very difficult. I don't deal too well with people that are kind of bit demanding. Want this, want that all the time, it's just, but it's part of the job, and I love it when I'm pushing buttons and people are singing for me and they're under their lights, and it's a little bit of stardom for a while, and I do it the best I can. Absolutely do it the best I can. So 65, he says, any new hobbies or somewhere you want to visit to celebrate? Not really, Ross. No, not really. I don't have any sort of new hobbies. I quite happily do. My favourite thing that I do is the radio show in the morning. I love it. And I have you to thank for that. Because I wasn't going to come back on the radio, was I? But I did. I thought, I'll give it a go. Ross keeps going on. And I have you to thank for that. Yeah. As in places somewhere that I'd like to visit to celebrate. There are a few things that I would like to do. I'd like to ride on the bullet train. Although that's in Japan, although I gather China has a faster train. Funnily enough, I keep coming. I don't know if anyone else has come across this lady on TikTok who appears to drive a monorail type train in China. Anyone seen her? And the camera is behind her. You never see her face, and she's just pushing this thing backwards and forwards, and it looks like a monorail train over the cities in China. I don't even know where it is, to be honest. Anyone seen that TikTok at all? The lady driving the trains in China. Tony's are you 66 now, Tony? Wow. Closer to 70 than 60, Tony. Whoever would have thought, eh? My God, look, David Hunt is still there. I can't believe that. He likes the Reebok advert. Oh, Sheila's wheels are still going, says David. Thank you, David. David, do you still do the bike deliveries, David? David used to be like, a courier on a bicycle. He says he likes the Reebok advert. Belly's gonna get you. That one as well. I don't know that one. Anyway, okay. If you're on YouTube, once again, you'll get different music because I've got a couple of possibly copyright restricted ads to play you here. Once again, to listen to the music everyone else listens to, go to reachonair.com and click listen here, or ask your smart speaker to do it. All right. So here we go.
Winter's gone now, we're headed for
53 years old, that particular ad. 53 years old. Unbelievable. And it finishes with people from all shapes and all sizes, all creeds and all colours, just standing there holding their bottles of Coke. What a great advert that is. Anything that shows full inclusiveness like that. Any more that you can think of? Adverts that you remembered from across the years? Tony Power, once again, Mild Green Fairy Liquid. We played that one for you a little while ago. Tony, it's a great service. You get renting your colour set from Granada. Yeah? What was the one with Harry Worth? Was it Rumbelows? Harry Worth. It was Rumbelows, wasn't it? And he stood in front of a mirror and lifted one leg and one arm. And, of course, in the mirror, it looks like you're doing it with both legs and both arms. That was a clever advert as well, wasn't it, eh? Anyway, another one from you here. Another one of my favourites from Shell. You know, the petrol company Shell. This is really catchy. Have a listen to this one.
Who's working hard on the North Sea swell? You can be sure it's Shell, Shell, Shell. The exports as well, all going well. Britain goes better with Shell. Shell by the pint, Shell by the load. Shell when you find that open road. When you want to go well, be sure to go Shell. Get up and go on Shell. Keep going well, keep going Shell. You can be sure of Shell.
And, of course, the Shell logo was a picture of a shell, a seashell. And it was animated. There was a little face on it, and he'd be singing that. And, oh, just wonderful. Just wonderful. Weird City, the Mash Get Smashed Laughing Robots. Oh, I should think we can play you that one. Mash, for Mash Get Smashed. And perhaps we can find the space one if we're lucky. Will that come up on for Mash Get Smash Robots? Let's see if we got that one there. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Let's see if we can get that one up for you. 1 second, my darlings. Cadbury's, it's the Martians, isn't it? Martians. Here we go. Martians. Oh, that's 8 minutes long. How's that 8 minutes long? Oh, there were loads of them, all different ones. I didn't know that. Of course they were. Of course they were. Which one can I play? Smash. Shall we play the... Let's try the classic one. Classic one. Here we go. For Mash Get Smash. Hopefully this will be this one. Ready? So imagine this. If you're young, you won't have seen these maybe, but there were little robots made out of like bowls and things like that. Here it comes.
On your last trip, did you discover what the Earth people eat? They eat a great many of these. They peel them with their metal knives, boil them for 20 of their minutes. Then they smash them all to bits. They are clearly a most primitive people.
For Mash Get Smash.
And of course that little jingle at the end says it all, doesn't it, eh? For Mash Get Smash. Milky Bar Kid. The Milky Bar Kids are strong enough. Do you know, we should have done this earlier because there's so many other ones we could have played. So many others, and we're running out of time there. Weird City, a finger of fudge was just enough to give your kids a treat. I wonder, what's the time? Oh, we're running out of time now, aren't we? Look. Finger of fudge. Let's try that one. I think we might. Just enough. Finger of fudge song. Here we go. One moment, please. That looks right. Here we go.
A finger of fudge is just enough to give your kids a treat. A Cadbury's fudge is just enough until it's time to eat. It's full of Cadbury goodness and very small underneath. A finger of fudge is just enough to give your kids a treat.
Finger of Fudge is a more orchestral version of that somewhere, but we can't find it because we're almost out of time this evening, boys and girls. Dan Woodhouse Smash ad was written by Cliff Adams, of course, of the Cliff Adams Singers. You remember that? Sing Something Simple, BBC Radio 2. Excellent program on the radio it used to be on. And Darren Askew remembers that lad in the Levi's ad. Pfft. Yes, please, Darren. Wouldn't say no to him. Anyway, time to go, boys and girls. Now, don't forget, I won't be with you next Tuesday night, okay? Because, of course, I'll be away on holiday, so not with you next Tuesday night or next week in the morning. However, I'm back with you tomorrow morning, just after 9 o'clock here at Reach On Air for another hour of music, a chat and dance music. That's tomorrow morning, just after the 9 o'clock news. Mr. Dave Squires is with you straight after the 11 o'clock news. I'll leave you with this excellent new track by Dua Lipa, helping you dance the night. Thanks for listening. Have a nice evening.
Baby City has a special